Hello and welcome back to another Fluke Friday. It's episode 22. It has been a while, and I have this time the 170 series. And the 170 series look like this. I have the 175 and the 177. I was not able to get the 179. I did order one, but somehow the seller disappeared and I lost my money, so that was a real pity. But at least I have these two to show you. This one is still reasonable good, and this one can absolutely do some cleaning. We will check closer by, of course, later. So I will also show you how to clean this. But first, the 170 series, I was so glad they finally stopped calling everything the 20 and the 70 series, because it became a little bit silly at some point. Otherwise, it probably would have been the 70 series version 5 or something. Let me show you what happened. From the start, Fluke usually had their multimeters in the 8000 series, and later when they started to make handhelds, they did exactly the same. So here we have the famous 8000 and the 8010. There have been more models also, but the handheld was also called the 8000, and then you had the 2021, etc. But it became a little bit confusing because you could not really see from the type number if it was a handheld or it was a desktop model. So at some point they started making the E22B, and then I think they realized, okay, this is getting silly calling everything the 8000, so let's start using the 27 and the 25, and then we have this 20 series. And then with the 20 series, also the 70 series came. I'm not sure what exactly was the idea. Maybe they thought the 70 is sort of professional, and then for home use we make the 21 and the 23, and then make it nice and yellow to make some sort of separation between home use and professional use. Here we can also see that the version 1 and the version 2 look very similar. And then the version 3 came out. For the 70 and the 73, it was still the old design, but for the 75, 77, 79, and also the 23 and 26, they came with this new model. Clearly, now it starts to be confusing why the version 3 from half of the series is looking like the old design, and the other half is looking completely different. Well, not only the version 3 came, there also came a version 4, which we have here, and that already becomes very close to the 170 series, and that's why I said I'm very happy they didn't make this 70 series version 5, because it already got very confusing. And here we see nicely the 175, the 177 and the 179, and each of them have slowly more options than the other. And also I find the Chinese 179C, but we will focus here on these three today. There has been some confusion about the 77 version 4 that we see on the left, and 177, that they maybe would be the same. If we look at all the buttons and all the functions, it seems to be. But the big difference is if we check the 77 version 3 or 4 that we have here, those are non-RMS, though. Those are average meters on the AC, and the whole 170 series is already true RMS. When we quickly look at the specifications of the devices, and I also added the 7073 because it looks exactly the same, but we can see here already that these are indeed 6000 count and the other one is not, but the true RMS is only in the 170 series, and the accuracy also is a lot better. And we see here also in the AC minimum resolution is better here also. And even the bar is a lot faster. Even though both have a backlight, we can still see that this is just the better meter. So it would have made sense if this one would be the 77 version 5, but very good I didn't do that. So if you think then they solved all this craziness about the 70 and 20 series, well, almost. Because suddenly they came with the 27.2 and the 28.2. But let's get back to the 170 series. And here they are, the 175 and the 177. Clearly this one looks a lot better than this one, but this is a great opportunity to do my cleaning tutorial. And you would be surprised how easy it sometimes is. I just use standard kitchen stuff usually. I am not sure if both are fully working. On one I got a discount. I'm not sure anymore on which one because one of the current settings wasn't working, and or the display was half. I just don't even remember. It was a while ago. But we can see it got most of the options. It looks reasonably good. There is no battery inside. I took them out a while ago because I don't want it to leak and make it even worse. So we will have a closer look. I will open them and we start cleaning them. But first some basic testing. So I will add the batteries. While I add the batteries, we can have a quick look at the specifications. What is the actual difference between the 175, the 177 and the 179 that would be on this side. So the 177 all the way up to the 179, they are all through RMS. So that's good. I didn't find a difference, by the way, between the 179C. That seems to be Chinese made. On the picture we saw that the display backlighting seems a little bit a different color, but it could also be just a photo, or the one was switched on and the other was not, or maybe they just use another color LEDs. But the specifications seem completely the same. So maybe it has to do with certification that is done in China and not in US, EU, or the other way around. So we just focus on these three. They are all of them are through RMS, 6,000 counts. Only we can see that there is a difference in accuracy. The 75 being the cheapest has an accuracy of 0.15 in percent, and the 177 and the 79 have 0.09. And then the rest is all the same, except that the 179 can also do temperature with an K interface, and 77, 79 have backlighting, which the 175 does not have. By the way, have seen videos where people try to add the backlighting by just drilling a hole and using the keypad of the 177 to put it in the 175, and then hoping that your PCB has these backlight LEDs, because that also seems that some have it, some don't. But then you can think it is a 177, but it is clearly not, because your accuracy is, of course, doesn't suddenly go to 0.09 by drilling that hole and changing the keypad. When we have a closer look, we can see that my keypad here is already a little bit faded. So I managed to get another one. I think it was sent by one of my viewers, also a Fluke fan, and a test equipment addict. So we exchange some stuff sometimes. And look at this keypad is still great. So I can replace that. And here you can also see the only difference is here to drill that hole, and then you can change the keypad, and then you could activate the backlight if your display does have the backlight LEDs, because it is not confirmed that all the 175 have these LEDs on the PCB. Place the batteries. I will be checking with the LBO2 and my DMM Check Plus. This is still the revision 5 or 6, but I will be getting the 8 soon, so that will be interesting in that time. There is a little trick to check your fuses, and that is, if you put it in the ohms mode, you just put one side of your cable in the positive and you do it in the common. This way you can check, okay, my cable is good. Well, clearly I have a problem here in my measurements of the ohms. This is kind of loose, so we need to check that. But if I want to check the fuses, the current shunt is here and the fuse is also here. So by simply, instead of going to the COM, I put it here, I will be going through the fuse. And if I go here also, yeah, I have another problem here with, if I check it here, should say 0. Is my 10 amp fuse still working? No, so both the fuses are not good in. Well, let's just see if the voltage works. It should be exactly 5 volts from the DMM check plus. So that would be nice if that works. Yeah, that works. What about AC? If it says very close to 5, it is through RMS. If it would have said 5.5 or even a bit more, then it is an average meter. This is on, can I do frequency here? Yes, I can. This is 100 Hz, I think. Yeah. And if I go to 10K, we probably have a lot less readouts, which is normal because of filters that are there. So that is no problem. And back to DC. So that part works. Let's also try this one. This one seems really faulty. Hope we can do something, but the voltage is good still. Let's go to AC. Yes, through RMS, no problems here. Frequency 100 Hz. The frequency readout is a lot better with this one, by the way. And 10K exactly. Pretty cool, and the value will be half almost. Yeah. Okay, the current we do DC should be 1 milliamp. Need to be careful because by default it seems to be in AC. Yeah, we need to change this to DC. Not sure about the fuses. I'm doubting the fuses a lot, to be honest. Yeah, nothing here. Do we have here? Maybe. Okay, we need to do it a little bit more. Then here. Yeah, here it works. No problems. So this fuse is good. And what about the 10 amp fuse? Also, the current is good there, so I have a problem with the resistance there. AC we can also try. Should have 1. Yeah, 1, no problems. Can even do the frequency of the current. No. Or can I? No. Then we're going to do some resistor measurements. I start with 100K. I doubt it will work because on this one it's a big problem, but maybe here it is okay. So do we have 100K? We have 10K, no problems. 1K, puff, spot on. And 100 ohms. So here we only need to check the fuses. I see we also have capacitors. So we can switch over. That's why I like the tester. It's got most of the stuff in it here. This is 1 nano. Yeah, it is a bit low for the scale. I understand. 10 nanos. That works better. 100. And 1 micro. That usually takes a bit. No problems here. Does the beeper work? Yeah, the beeper also works. Okay, this one seems good. I hope it's just the fuses. We go to this one. Starting with, again, the resistor, which is very buggy, I think. Yeah, this is 100K and it just measures what it wants. That is not going to fly. What about the caps? That is just as much weird stuff. Yeah, the resistors is also just now we can see here it is officially a 177, but no backlight. Okay, well, after removing the 2 screws here for the battery compartment, the two screws here. You can just carefully open it. The front will be separated. The buttons we can just take out, and here can you see that the keypad is almost the same, so you can possibly change that. So if this one by mistake does have backlight, maybe I can replace that. We have a fuse here, and indeed the other fuse is missing completely, so that makes sense. So we can probably try to open it a bit more. The inside looks quite clean. It seems a little bit stuck in the middle, so maybe we need to lift this first. I don't see a reason why it should be stuck. There is no screw, also not in the back here, also not underneath the label, but still it feels stuck. I can lift the PCB, it seems, but it is flexing back. This one also, almost like there is a screw underneath the fuse here. Yeah, and there is. Okay, let's open that first. Here is a screw. Yeah, there it goes. As a whole, perfect. Okay, well this one looks nice. Everything worked except for the fuses, so that is just something that we need to replace then. Not sure which goes where, but we will find that in the manual. Well, this is the 400 then, and this is the 10K because it goes exactly to that track. Yeah. Okay. This we can simply clean. The other one. Also two screws. And the fuse just falls out. And well, this looks completely the same. Keep that. Change that one. This we can clean. We will. These are the wrong fuses, it's so loose. And when this is loose, maybe that is also the reason. Okay, the inside doesn't look bad. The PCB, I don't see damages. So we need to investigate that better. Now we can quickly check the backlight trick. Let me switch it on. This is the 75 that doesn't have backlight. So I switch it on. I will connect the battery. See, the right way around would be nice. And then I take the buttons from the 177. And then let's see. Yeah, well, these buttons work. Do the backlight work? No, not a beep, nothing. So for this meter the trick doesn't work. Well, this one seems like it has been wet. I see some oxidation, I see some marks, but I see something else also. It has been open here, it has not been closed well, so I think someone has opened it. So I want to have a look at it. Here the screw sticks out. I didn't do that, so someone opened it before. So there has been a problem. I like to know what it is, so we just take it further apart. Here also we can see some oxidation, so it has been moistened. I marked the position of the switch because I'm not sure what is going to happen with I put the two cutouts and the single side. So what will happen? We open this. Okay, that's a display, it's the zebra. And well, I do see an LED here. And here also. So I'm surprised that it doesn't go. Let's have a better look at the components. Why it... Oh, here. While I opened it, I just feel that there's a little PCB here, and it seems like maybe that is the 10 mega resistor for the input impedance. This one is loose, and it should be soldered here to this pin here, but somehow it broke. So this is loose. So that will probably fix our resistance problem, pretty sure. So that would be great if we can fix that. I will start with that. Okay, using the microscope, and here we can see that it's zoomed a little bit too much, so I need to get my other one. But we can see here that the PCB here is just broken loose, and we need to solder this. If I can get in between, that would be great. Using now the big microscope, we can see a lot better what is wrong here. This is completely loose. For the people who like to watch what chips are on it, this is the 177. Most of the components look good. Real Fluke chip. Here are the two LEDs. The tracks seem good. Then we go down. This is all behind the display. Then we have something here. These are the buttons. Here is the button for the light on off. Maybe we can clean that a little bit. The rotator. This seems like a bridge for the AC. On the other side, all kinds of protections. The fuses, the current shunt, and that's it. What's on the other side? This port seems newer. This is the 177. It says it is a refashion 20. Also extra buttons. This one that we see here is calibration. These are new to me. This all in the top seems to be for programming. There's not much more on the back here. Probably better to see like this. This is the call button in the back. You can calibrate these without opening. There is a little button that you can push. That is here, a little hole there. And then you need to go to the procedure. And that is here also on the new one. But you see there is a lot more here. This is clearly a newer revision. Revision 20, that was 12, I think. Not too much different from the front. I think that the resistor is a lot better already, but we're not there yet. At least it says now it is overload or overranged. And when I connect, it kind of responds. This is 100k and it says 100k. That is good. If I go to 10k, it says 10k. That's good. Here we go to 1k. Perfectly 1k. But if we go to 100, oh, it says now exactly 100. And let's do a short. It says now 0.2, but I noticed when you move, this is not good. And I think it is the ground plug. This one doesn't feel it, this one feels it's moving. So I'm getting the microscope again. Let me zoom a little bit. Yeah. And it seems that it is moving. And yeah, we can clearly see it in the microscope. Maybe I can zoom that in a bit more. Yeah, look at that. We can clearly see that is a problem. And now I'm moving it. So this needs to be resoldered. And how about this one? Yeah, also doesn't look that bad. Wouldn't mind if we solder that. And what about the other side? Oh, a lot of moisture has hit this one. Okay, that is sort of okay. But I wouldn't mind cleaning that and making sure this is stuck. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Well, let's see what we did. This side is already done. Look at that. That is soldered again. I need to clean the flux, of course, with some EPA. And now we need to do the same on this side. So let's have a look at that soldering. I cleaned most of it. There is still some flux, but on the microscope it always looks more terrible. Yeah, I can do a little bit more cleaning, but it was about the other side. Right here. Look at that. This looks like a proper solder. Yep. So I connected the battery. It was still in the ohms measurement. 0.1 ohms, and if we move, nothing happens. So that seems to be fixed. Does it range? Yeah, 100, 1k, 10k, 100k. That looks like we fixed that. For the cleaning, I use this. Yeah, it's just a kitchen cleaner. It's cloth. It smells like lime, lemon. And it has a little bit of bleach, I think, and it is a degreaser, so that is all nice. You can just, it's not too much dirt here, but we can start cleaning this. and just get most of it, because the rest I will just clean in the sink. But you have that sanding fluid. There are many names for it, and I will just use that on a brush that I only use for test equipment, not for my dishes, of course. And we need to take the buzzer out, I think. We don't want to get that wet. This we can take out. Don't want this to get wet. The glue will probably still work after the button for the calibration goes out. And we need to see if we can get the buzzer out without breaking it. Okay, that is no rocket science, but just a lot of work. But it is a lot more yellow, and even look at the 177. It's almost the same color. We will zoom in. You can see that the sanding, of course, has got little scratches on the display, but that is also something we can easily solve. So we have both of them back. The 177 was really bad, and I managed to get it reasonable good, well, more than reasonable, I would say. All the dirty gray oil almost gone. Much better. The only thing we need to do now, because of course it's a little bit sandy, we need to take the scratches out, but that is possible. Most of the cleaning is just elbow grease, just doing it, cleaning, moving, cleaning. And for the display, I usually use this. I think I found it on Amazon. I don't have an affiliate link or anything, but yeah, for me this works great. And you can see it is scratched. It's all, yeah, foggy. And now we're just gonna try to take that out, and that is just doing this. So after the cleaning and the polishing, it looks a lot better. This is the 75. All the scratches from the cleaning are already gone. It was not that much, and everything is perfectly yellow. And we can see that closer up too. This one took a lot more work to polish, because the display we didn't see because it was so dirty, but it was full of scratches. And I can, even if I spend more hours, it will be nicer. But look at this, it's yellow, and it was all blackish oily. That worked. Here they are, look at that, the 75 and the 77. And yeah, I don't know if you believe it is the same, but it is all clean. And usually it's just cleaning in the sink, and well, this was already bad, so it's not the cleaning, maybe a little bit, but some of the letters have almost disappeared. but it was underneath the dirt, and we have still some scratches here, but that's not from the cleaning, that was really from the abuse that it was taken. So, does everything work? Okay, I turned the display so we can properly see. It is now in the AC millivolts. So let's put some AC with the DMM check plus on AC, so that is 100 Hertz. So that should be exactly 5 volt, close to. And look at that, it is. If we set it to, can we do frequency? Yeah, look at that, that's now spot on. The DC, 5 volt DC, no problems there. To resistance, 100k. I will skip a few steps. 100 ohms, perfect. Caps, 1 nano, that was close, 1 nano, but yeah, it does that. Probably does better. 100. Yeah, okay, that works. Do we still have beep? Yeah. The diet. Okay, diet mode works. Then we have the milliamps DC. That should be exactly 1. I need to go to AC. And putting it, of course, in the correct. Here we have it, 1 milliamp on AC. And what about DC? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That we can test better on the other. So let's get here to the milliamps. Milliamps. 1 milliamp. We go to AC. I am doing something wrong. Ah. AC and DC, that works. Then we go to diet. Yeah, no problem. Well, we heard already the beep, I think. Yeah. Ohms. 100k and 100. Perfect. Caps. The 1 nano is difficult, but it shows 100. It shows. And voltage on DC. Look at that, that is 5 volts. Then we go to AC. Okay. So that's it. Aside from the cleaning, we also did a little repair. They are both working perfectly again. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.